107.5 WBLS. Good afternoon. I'm Shayla. We are in the company of a brother who came to see us about 2 years ago. So it was about time that you stepped in here again.
It's about time.
Yes. Olympic gold medalist, 10 world titles in 6 different weight classes. The one and only Grammy-nominated singer.
Grammy-nominated.
Remember when you were here last time, you were singing. Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya is in the building.
Thank you.
How are you?
So I lost my voice in that 2-year span. You know, yeah.
No,
I've been
please.
trying to sing, but now it just doesn't come out for some reason.
No, you know,
I've been good.
Every time you come in here, you know you're gonna have to create a soundtrack to your life.
Oh boy,
the R&B soundtrack. Last time it was "Make It Last Forever."
Make it
you
last
remember?
forever. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You sang it for us, but I know you're ready to generate another 700 million in pay-per-view money, honey. You are the golden boy there as well. But how's the family before we get to that?
All good. All kids are beautiful. You know, it's a back to school and all that.
Yes.
So you know all the craziness
Did you already
going
do
around
that
there.
yet?
Well,
did
yeah,
they
it was
start?
yesterday. Yeah.
Oh.
So you know, it's unfortunately I was traveling, but I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow to make sure that
everything is good.
That everything
school.
is okay. So.
Now you have 2 kids that were born on the same day.
I do. Yeah, 11 and 9, December 29. Yeah.
You know.
2 years apart. Yeah.
How'd you manage
March.
that?
So March is a little, you know, we kind of sleep in separate rooms.
I see
now,
around
you know?
March 29th, around that time, you kind of stay away.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny. You know who else is born on December 29th?
Who's that?
Me.
Are you?
Daddy.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, man. You know what? I knew it.
You got to
Jesus.
adopt me now,
There
Oscar.
you go.
Yeah.
Hey, three's a charm, right?
When I saw that, I was like, what?
Yeah, December 29.
That is great. Well, you know what? I had several friends when I told them that you were coming over the course of the weekend. I knew that you were coming, and they wanted me to ask you, what did you think that your best fight ever, if nobody ever saw you fight before, and you wanted them to pick one of your fights, which fight would you think is the best fight ever?
Look up. I mean, you can see them on YouTube now or whatever. But look them up. Look up I Corte. So this kid from Ghana, he was from Africa. He was like, nobody wanted to fight him. So they asked me, I mean, would you like to fight this guy? He's like the #1 contender, like for your world title. So you have to fight him. And I go, yeah, of course, I'll fight him. He was like 25 years old in his prime. He was like something like 39-0 with 37 knockouts or something. And I was like, okay, this guy hits hard, I guess,
good.
you know.
Yeah.
And man, was it a war. It was just a battle. He had me down twice. I put him down 3 times, and then I needed the last round to like win the fight because it was an even fight. And it was a classic fight. It was one of those fights. It was kind of like a Rocky moment, you know, where we were just we were just wailing at each other.
What year was that?
I don't even know. It was so long ago. I don't know. It hurts me talking about it. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a classic fight.
Yes, Google it, all right? Now, we already know what you think is the worst fight ever because you've been very vocal about this last
fight. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
2 people.
I wouldn't even call it a fight.
Yeah,
I
really thought it was strange, and I'm not even a boxing fan. I just thought it was strange that you would put kickboxing with boxing.
Right.
It kind of just dilutes.
It just doesn't go. I mean, look, Mayweather. I respect him as a fighter. He's one of the best boxers we've had in our generation. You know, and he's the best at what he does. And McGregor, who is in a totally different sport, he's the best at what he does. So I just didn't think it just didn't feel right.
Yeah,
because
at first I thought he would be in there kicking and carrying on, and then he said, no, he's going to just be boxing. And I said, so that puts him at a disadvantage already.
Exactly, and it's funny because I strongly believe that a lot of casual fans who've never seen boxing, they actually thought that McGregor was going to be able to kick.
Right.
They really did. I mean, I talked to a lot of people. People would tell me, like, oh, my God, I can't wait for this fight. McGregor's going to probably kick him and knock him out. I go, that's not going to be the case. I mean, it's boxing rules.
Right.
So, obviously, I mean, boxing rules, Mayweather obviously won hands down.
So, Oscar, who would you put in the ring with Mayweather that you think would have a shot at beating him?
I think the winner of our fight coming up, September 16th, Canelo Alverez versus Triple G. They're both legitimate world champions right now who are very, very skilled and tough. And See, Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez back when Canelo was like 21 years old. He was just too young, no experience whatsoever.
Right.
But now that he's grown as a fighter, now that he's like he's just like this force to be reckoned with, you know. But I would put him in against the winner of this fight coming up September 16th. But obviously Mayweather's retired, and that's never going to happen.
Is it? Well, they always.
Well, you never know.
I mean,
They always come back. Right?
How many times have you heard boxers retiring and they come back like 2, 3, 4 times?
Well, you're looking at one.
Yes.
Although I have had the itch of coming back every single day of my life. I
think, isn't that something that's normal, though? You speak to boxers like Ali, and they would say if they had a chance to get back in there at one point.
For instance, or you know, I mean, every single fighter out there, there's
that itch.
There's that itch, but there's 3 reasons why fighters come back. So one would be the obvious, is because they run out of money. Okay, all the spending and this and that. So that's one reason.
Quick payday.
The quick payday. Yeah. So the way, as fast as you make it is as fast as you're gonna spend it. That's just you know the lifestyles they live and this and that. So then the second is the you miss the adrenaline rush. You miss the fight game inside the ring. You know of even getting hit and hitting your opponent and training. You just miss that.
Right.
And third is just like the glory of it, the limelights, the hype of it. You miss all that. So, I mean, thank God I was very careful with my money. Do I miss getting hit? I don't miss getting hit. And do I miss the lights? You know, I mean, being a promoter and being around these big events kind of fulfills that void that I have of the adrenaline rush and missing the lights and this. So I'm not coming back anytime soon. Let's put it that way. But
you know what? They have these over 40 leagues in basketball. And stuff. Can't they have like an over 40 boxing match, over 50 boxing match?
You know,
no.
Boxing is such a pure sport. You know, such a dangerous sport. It's a young man's sport. You know, so.
So 2 50-year-olds can't go at it, and I think it'll be a match, a real match.
It would be quite a spectacle, that's for sure.
Well, you're a promoter, you know. Put it together, Oscar.
Yeah, right.
Now, this fight that's coming up September 16th, Las Vegas. Now, let's say Canelo wins, what happens next? What's going to happen next, for him? Should he win? And then the same for...
Yeah, so it depends. It depends on how he wins. There's different scenarios that can take place. For instance, let's say Canelo knocks out Triple G in 1 round, which I mean, it's a long shot.
Yeah.
But if he does and he blows him away, then it obviously doesn't merit for a second one. You know, like obviously the public interest wouldn't be there.
Right.
But let's say it's a great fight. Let's say it's a close fight in action, back and forth, and you know, one of these brutal fights. Then it calls for a rematch, obviously.
Okay. But if he was to knock him out in the first round, would that mean like a lot of boxers would then call you and say, "Hey, you know, is that how this works?"
Yeah, exactly. Then opportunity knocks on your door.
Okay.
You know, it's like then everybody wants to fight you. Exactly. So. I mean, in boxing, as long as the fighters are not afraid to fight each other in their prime and fight the very best, we're gonna continue seeing some great fights.
Okay. Yeah. How about seeing you in the singing ring? Are we gonna ever see you in that ring since we're gonna see you in the boxing ring?
Maybe when I turn 50, I don't know. I'll come out with a senior CD.
People don't remember that this brother, you know, had an album that the Bee Gees helped you with.
Vocals.
Diane Warren.
Yeah, Diane Warren wrote some nice songs for me.
For you.
Yeah,
absolutely. So if you could pick, let's say, you know, 3 songs that would have to be R&B songs that would have to be in the soundtrack of your life.
Right.
You had already given me Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown.
Oh boy, yeah, those were the jams. Jesus.
What songs would you give me that we could play this hour?
I would put what's that one? Mr. Telephone Man, Mr. Telephone
New Edition.
Man.
Oh,
yeah,
come
New
on,
Edition.
There's
something wrong with my life.
Did you see the biopic?
Oh,
Have you seen that biopic?
Yeah.
Wasn't that awesome?
It was awesome. It was amazing.
It took me back.
So that would be it.
Yes, that was one.
Yeah,
okay, another one.
That was my jam. Then I would put Jesus. I Want to Go Outside in the Rain. In the rain.
Dramatics? Really?
Keith Sweat.
May sound crazy. Well, he redid it. Yeah.
He
redid
it. Yes.
Yeah. Originally, the Dramatics.
I thought. Okay. So
I wanna go outside, but we can play Keith Sweat.
Oh my God. Well, no, play the Dramatics.
The Dramatics. Yeah. Okay. So the Dramatics in the rain.
One,
yeah, because it kind of puts you in that mood today.
And then you gotta. I mean, you have to go. I mean, God rest her soul is Whitney Houston. Something with Whitney Houston. Oof.
Which one though? There's so many to choose.
The Bodyguard
from.
one.
I'll always love you.
I will always love you.
Oh, I could hear you singing that one, Oscar.
No, that's too high of a range for me.
That's like Run to Me, or maybe Run to You. She had a Run song.
From the Bee Gees, yeah. No.
Absolutely. So that's a good soundtrack to your life. It's always a pleasure whenever you come into the studio. Please know that the door is always open.
Thank you so much.
Tell everybody how they get to pay-per-view this fight.
Yeah, the HBO pay-per-view. You can watch. I mean, this is gonna be one of those classic fights you don't want to miss. I mean, if you thought that McGregor and Mayweather was a fight, I mean, wait till you see September 16th. It's gonna be one of those classic fights that you're gonna be talking about for years to come.
Well, I think it's a whole different expectation with this fight. This is
this is real boxing.
Yeah.
This is real boxing, and you can actually order it online as well on ringtv.com. Ringtv.com
and how can we follow you? Because since you're going to be visit,
I have all. I mean, social media platforms, everything. It's just Oscar de la Hoya. Yeah,
that's it. Okay, good.
I'm always tweeting some fun stuff. So.
I'm sure, and controversial things.
Just a few things.
Thank you, Oscar de la Hoya.
Always good seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you.